In this session, we will discuss about activity lifecycle methods, which can also be called as activity callback methods. This is very important interview question also. Whenever you go for any interview, they will definitely ask this question: draw activity lifecycle or draw activity lifecycle methods. In the initial sessions, we understood that onCreate method is the first lifecycle method of activity. Just like onCreate method, there are many other lifecycle methods for your activity or for your screen. First, let me draw that activity lifecycle picture. Your activity lifecycle will look like this. Here, whatever I have put in the closed rectangular boxes, they are activity lifecycle methods. That is onCreate, onStart, onResume, onPause, onStop, onDestroy, and onRestart. And whatever I have written in the open rectangular boxes, they are different states. That is user starting screen, user interacting screen, and activity is dead. They are all states. Remember, all these 7 lifecycle methods are also called as predefined callback methods of activity defined in Android software. These are all not my methods. These are all predefined by Android system. One important point is, all these lifecycle methods will be called in the same order. That is, when user starts your screen, first onCreate method will be called, then onStart, then onResume, then onPause, onStop, and onDestroy in the same sequence. This sequence will not be jumbled. There is a chance that after onPause, sometimes control may go back to onResume. That's why I have put an arrow mark from onPause to onResume. Similarly, there is a chance that sometimes control may go back from onStop method to onStart method via onRestart method. So there is a arrow mark like that. So you can observe there is a arrow mark from onStop to onRestart, onRestart to onStart, again onStart to onResume. Next important point is, you don't have to by heart all these methods, though it is important interview question. You just have to remember first 3 methods: onCreate, onStart, onResume, because next 3 methods are just opposite keywords. If you know basic English, you don't have to by heart all these things. Observe onResume. What is the opposite for onResume? OnPause. So after onResume, always OnPause will be there. What is the opposite for onStart? OnStop. So onResume opposite is OnPause, onStart opposite is OnStop, onCreate opposite is onDestroy. So if you know first 3 methods, you don't have to by heart next 3 methods. In between, you have to just remember onRestart method. Now let us discuss what are these lifecycle methods and what is the importance of these lifecycle methods. Remember, whenever your screen or your activity is visible to user, when user start playing with your activity or when user starts interacting with your activity, different events may happen to your screen. Let us say this is your activity and user is interacting with your activity. Now when user is interacting with your activity, different events may happen to your screen which may affect your activity states. For example, let me highlight what are the important events that will affect activity lifecycle or activity states. First important event is, user may turn off screen by pressing power button. Have you ever observed, if you do a simple press on power button, LCD will turn off. If you press again power button, LCD will turn on. That is the first event which will affect activity lifecycle. We will also see what exactly will happen when user presses power button. First, I am just showing you what are the different important events that will affect activity lifecycle methods. Second event is pressing back button, which you can observe in the bottommost toolbar just beside 4 horizontal lines. Pressing back button, that is also one important event. Next event is pressing home button on your activity. Fourth event is, before displaying screen to user, first of all memory should be created for your screen. Once memory is created, then only your screen will be visible to user. So this memory created event is also one important event that will affect activity lifecycle methods. Next event is, screen is visible to user. Sometimes screen will be invisible and sometimes screen will be visible to user. For example, when user presses power button, screen will become invisible. Your phone will display blank screen. So, based on whether screen is visible or invisible, Android system will call different lifecycle methods. Next event is, suddenly when user is interacting with your screen, suddenly a small pop-up may come on top of your screen. This is also one important event. Next event is, when user is interacting with your screen, suddenly a new screen may come on top of your current screen. For example, if you get incoming call, suddenly your current screen will become invisible and the incoming call screen will come on top of your screen, which looks like this. That is also one important event, a new screen coming on top of your screen. Eighth important event is, when user is interacting with your screen, sometimes user may rotate your screen. That is also an important event. Ninth event is, sometimes your application may run out of memory. That is also an important event. 10th important event is, sometimes when user starts typing some content on the edit text boxes, suddenly the virtual keyboard may appear and disappear. Virtual keyboard means soft keyboard. When user taps on the edit text box, if you ever observed, suddenly a keyboard will pop up from bottom. So this keyboard appearing and disappearing, that is also one important event that will affect your activity lifecycle. Like this, there are many events. Based on different events happening to your screen, our Android operating system will call different activity lifecycle methods. For example, I'll give a small example. When user presses power button and when screen is off or when LCD is off, automatically Android system will call on pause method. That is just an example. Like that, based on different events happening to your screen, Android operating system will automatically call different lifecycle methods to tell which event has happened. So that if programmer wanted to do when power button is pressed, he can do that logic. He or she can write that logic in on pause method or corresponding method. That's why if you observe, these activity lifecycle methods are also called as callback methods, because these methods are automatically called by Android operating system based on different events happening to your screen. Remember, programmer is not supposed to call these methods. Programmer should simply write these methods with logics, and these methods will be automatically called by Android operating system. In the next session, I will elaborate more about for which event, which lifecycle method will be called. I will give lot of scenarios.